What's up, everybody? This is Visionary Tane back with another episode of Project Perspective. Got my boy No Chill Will here. What's up, Will?
What's up, man? What's going on? What's the knowledge, bro?
We're on episode 5. I feel like we got hundreds of more episodes to come. It's so much to talk about.
Always, there's always something. There's always something going on to talk about, man. But what you thinking? What you?
What you got on your
I was about to ask you. I was about to flip it on you this time because normally you ask me what we got going on or like what I got on my mind. So I figured I'd ask you this time. See what the notorious Tane has on his mind.
Okay, well, something happened today, and I noticed. Okay, here I'll say it like this. I met a guy at work today, and I showed him a clip, our latest clip on TikTok about the unconditional love. And I said, "Hey, man, what do you think about this?" So he saw it, and the first thing he said was, "Yeah, man, everybody got their own opinion." And I am so tired of hearing that. I'm so tired of hearing how, everybody everybody's entitled to what they think. It's like that's already a given. Like it's obvious that everybody has their own opinion. So like, why do we need to keep saying it? Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. He can have his own opinion. I'm not saying somebody can't have their own opinion. And it's just like I keep hearing that over and over again. Anytime I ask somebody a question, yeah, man, well, that's your opinion. I can have my opinion. They can have their opinion. Everybody got opinions. I'm just tired of hearing that.
Well, you know why they say that is that's one of the biggest cop out answers to give to say I'm not gonna really give you an answer. This is so I'm just gonna give it. I'm gonna throw this generic ass statement out there and say that everybody got their opinion. But that's not what we asked you. We asked you what's your opinion or
Yeah,
how do you view what you just saw? What's your opinion
yeah,
on it? Then it's just that's
yeah.
just a
Yeah, well, the guy, he did tell me what he thought. He's like, yeah, man, I agree with you, but everybody got their own opinion. And I'm like, why do you have to say that? Like, that should already be a given. I know that everybody has their own opinion. I'm asking yours.
hmm.
And yeah, like it didn't like make me mad or nothing, but it's I'm just so tired of hearing people say that everybody has their opinion. Like I didn't know that before. Like people don't know that other people have opinions. I just think it's so
Yeah,
weird.
he just put you up on game. You didn't even know that. He just told you.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit.
He just told you.
I'm like, damn, you know what? I ain't even think of it like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, man. That's all I got. That's all I got. What about you? What's on your mind?
Man, shit. Just been working and shit, trying to figure. I got a homeboy, man. That's been a couple of homeboys. I would that was this is going back to that conversation we had about friendship, and there's a lot of people, dude, that like to mix up friendship with business or like with work and stuff like that, and they don't
Mm,
understand. Like we even though we homeboys and stuff, you have to understand that like I'm in a position on my job where I'm over people and I
mhm,
cannot mix my personal life with my business life. And it then got to a point where one of the guys that was done working with that I'm actually cool with, and he ain't been doing like he's supposed to do. So it's
mm.
bringing kind of like drama, like not necessarily drama, but it's kind of like you have to try to be
It's like he trying to take advantage of you
not
because he like, hey man, we cool.
no, it's
So
not taking advantage, but it's like he's doing things, and I guess he wants me to accept what he's doing, but at the same time, it's kind of just like you're old enough to know that you have a job to do and you're supposed to do it. Nobody has to hold your hand or tell you how to do it or what you need to do. Because I get up, I go to work every day. Nobody wakes me up. Nobody tells me how to get to work. Nobody tells me once I get to work what to do at work. You know what I'm saying? I have to take the initiative.
mm,
I have to be assertive. I have to be a leader because that's what I'm getting paid for. Some people you just like,
that remind me, my wife woke me up today to go to work. I guess my alarm was going off, and man, I'll be knocked the fuck out. My wife tapped me on the shoulder. Wake up! It's 4 o'clock. I'm like, oh shit! Thank you for waking me up because I would have been late. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Like he should be responsible, and he shouldn't have to rely on you for anything because he's a grown ass man.
Well, that's the idea because like right, even like us doing this podcast, if we've already spoke previously on what we're gonna do, it doesn't make sense. Or Saturday, you contacted me and I'm not answering the phone or I'm not responding to you. You know, and it's like, damn, this dude here is just like full of shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it
like unreliable.
yeah, but it causes confusion because it's almost like, well, fuck it, we cool, so he just gonna have to understand. But in actuality, no, this is a business that we're trying to establish, and you just can't do what you want, how you want, when you want to. You have to be, you don't like the word, but I feel like it's like you have to respect the boundaries that are placed, and if you don't, then it tends to cause problems. That's what I feel.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't. You know how I feel about the word respect. Um, I would just say, and what I try to live by is I try to be a man of my word. At the end of the day, so if I told you I'm gonna talk to you Saturday at this time, then like I'm gonna reach out to you. Bef- like if I can't, like I will reschedule. I will let you know something. I will say, hey man, I can't make it, or I'll try my best to be
Yeah.
here. And just like I said, above everything, be a man of your word.
Yeah, but like I said, some people ain't like that. They just feel like, oh well, he'll understand, or or he has no choice but to understand because he
Yeah,
don't run me or he don't own me. But like I'm the type of person like when I start doing stuff or I get on to a project or something, even like around the house, we doing something, you just take care of business and do it. If you can't do it, then communicate and say, well, I'll get to that later. Or, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Just being a decent person, I guess, having some kind of decency. But
yeah. I, I think that's more of a personal thing. Well, when I say personal, I think it's more of a like him dealing with himself, right? Like if I was in that situation and let's say a guy he said he was gonna hit me up by this time, or we're gonna be on the phone, or we're gonna meet up at I wouldn't take it personal.
right,
If that guy is not a man of his word and he can't just keep his word, then Imma feel like he probably does that to everybody.
yeah,
Like I'm not the only person he did this
right,
to. So it's more of a him thing rather than like me taking it personal and feeling like he disrespected me.
yeah. I got you. So shit. Let's kind of switch gears. Let's see. I want to talk about. Let's talk. Let's touch on something else. We spoke about it on Wednesday, and I said I want to touch on it and say let's talk about some trauma. Let's talk about how people deal with it. You know, traumatic situations, things that we've been through, or stuff like that, and how they have long lasting effects on a person's psyche, and it really make you the person that you are, whether it's good or bad. So I want to start out by saying like I had a I had a fairly decent upbringing. I was brought up in a two-parent home. My parents they separated when I was like maybe like 13 or 14 years old, and I notice now that a lot of people use that separation and not having a father or not having a two-parent household as an excuse to be pieces of
Mm,
shit nowadays. Nowadays, people that are pieces of shit like to use that and say, "Well, I didn't have a father. I didn't have a mom, or I was raised by my grandma." Okay, the point is that you was raised and you have fucking eyes and common sense to know that if you're driving down the street, that have some kind of courtesy for somebody else who's driving right next to you, and not just jump across four lanes of fucking traffic. You know what I'm saying? Just because you feel like you can. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but okay. So I got a problem with people thinking being raised in a two-parent household is just automatically better than being raised in a one-parent household. Um, and then, like you said, you would think that people would have decency and not get involved in this kind of stuff and not do this to this kind of people. Um, I don't think that really has. Okay, I would say. I think that comes from the lifestyle of the parents and the child because, like, I came from Chicago, and I've been around, like, I would say my brothers and sisters, and, they had a different mother, but, they came from the projects, and they lived a totally different lifestyle coming from the projects of Chicago, and even though they had a two-parent household, just the lifestyle they were living, they still grew up to, like, wanna be thugs and, they still probably doing crazy shit, but that's just because of the lifestyle, it's not because of how many parents they
Right.
had.
But see, like with that, people that do that, they kind of they're chasing the allure of the streets. They think that what's out there is so much better or so much more intriguing. You know what I'm saying? Because when I
But they see other family members and shit in it too. So that kinda makes it more appealing when you got a older cousin and, he's showing you all the shit he got and, he a real thug for real, and you like, "God damn, like, shit, I'm trying to be like that." If you like this close to it, like, this not just on
mhm.
TV. You seeing this shit, this motherfucker coming to your house, like, this your blood cousin. Like, that lifestyle, it don't matter how many parents you got if that's just how the family is.
Well, I think it just depends on the child though. If those type of things excite you, then by all means you're gonna fall into that pitfall. I feel like that's how it's gonna go because I raised my kids. I never did anything around them illegal. I've never did anything disrespectful around them. I always treated them, with respect. I've never like if when I was separated from my first. I got two sets of kids. My first set, me and their mama, we separated probably like my daughter was like 2, so maybe like a year after she was born, we separated. But I never was just bringing like a bunch of females around my kids just because I can. You know what I'm saying? It was just like I would try to be more discreet about it when they was with her. Then I would, I have my friends or I was dating or whatever. But so nowadays, people don't. I mean, these people, parents don't give a fuck about their kids. A lot of them, they bring niggas in and out the house. I know because I was one of them niggas in somebody's house. You know what I'm saying? She like, well, let me go and put him to bed, or you know what I'm saying? And then are you coming in and he have you sitting in the living room, be like, and then he come out and he looking like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I'm saying? And then you looking at him and he looking at you, and she all like, well, it's time for you to go to bed and all that shit. And then it just, at the time you kind of like you really don't give a fuck about it, but talking about it now, it's kind of just like that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then he's just like if you spend the night, you come out there, and then he come out and you like you coming out of his mama's room and shit. Kids ain't dumb. They know what the fuck is going on. A lot of times they don't
yeah,
address it. They just be like, you know, damn. But
yeah. I definitely think kids are smarter
then
than
we give
people
them credit for.
people think they
Yeah.
are.
But like
Yeah,
with my oldest daughter,
uh,
like I was saying, the point I was trying to make was that me and her mama we didn't work out. We separated, and I never did anything like shady around them. But for some reason, like my daughter got older, and the older she got, it was like she was just attracted to the trashy side of things. Like she would say, when I remember when I first took her to high school when she first started high school, she say, "Oh, look at those girls over there with that blonde hair, and no, you know what I'm saying, they dressing like uh, Megan Thee Stallion, and they think they all that with them long fingernails and stuff." She talked shit about them and was like really like talking down on them. And in my mind, I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Fuck that. You don't want to be like them. Be better than them. But as time progressed, you know what I'm saying, slowly she started to convert to those ways. She wanted to start trying to get the little the blonde like the blonde tracks put in her hair. She wanted to start wearing wigs. She wanted to start wearing like the yoga pants and stuff like that. It's like you don't even want to dress like a regular person no more. You just want to wear fucking yoga pants all the time or uh have those fucking different color hair pieces of hair put in your head and start getting her fingernails done. I like you fucking pretty much just the same people you was talking shit about is what you done become. You became one of the motherfuckers that you was really like. despised, you was talking shit about. You know what I'm saying? And I told her, I said, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And like now you become the same thing that you so called you hated or disliked.
I don't think that's
That
crazy.
is crazy.
I don't think that's crazy because you said she's in high school. In high school, you still trying to find your in college, you still trying to find yourself and find out who you are, what you
Yeah,
like.
but what I'm saying is,
So, for her to be
what
young,
I'm saying is, if I'm in high school and I see the guy and he's bullying these other guys, I say, man, fuck that dude. That dude's a fucking bully. You know what I'm saying? And then over time, you start portraying you start displaying the traits that is that like the
but
arrogance, the narcissism, the like just like being a fucking like all around
but
bully and mistreating other people. You know
but
what I'm saying?
that's a key factor, though. You said over time. Over time, people gonna change. Over time, people gonna like, let's say, like, I didn't care to it's like
Yeah,
TikTok. Like, I used to be a guy, and people would tell you a couple years ago, I thought TikTok was for kids. I thought TikTok was for, like, horny guys looking for twerk videos, and I was like, I'm never getting to TikTok." Like, people would tell you, like, I was all against it. I'm like, I'll leave that to the kids." But now here we are a couple years later, got a fucking TikTok.
yeah. Well,
So I do think people can change. Um, it's not, maybe it's not always for the better, but I mean, people change. I think that's just part of life. I don't think she purposely just switched up who she was because, like I said, in high school, you still trying to find
I
yourself.
I mean I think
Um,
so because if you're one type of way, and then if you're easily influenced by an outside force or outside group of people.
everybody's influenced. That's Everybody's influenced by the culture, by family, by friends. Some people influenced by like the church, and that's why they go to, if they like scared to go to hell. I mean,
Yeah,
but
but
there are there's a lot of external influences. There's influences everywhere,
yeah, but
especially for a high
yeah, I
schooler.
understand that. But what I'm saying is, you. I try to tell my kids like, look, you don't be a follower, be a leader. You know what I'm saying? Be your own person because when you start following people, following these trends and these fads and stuff, you know what I'm saying? When it changes, you know what I'm saying? Then I mean, you have sense of originality. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know who you are
Mhm.
because you're so busy taking from this, taking from this, taking from this, and then before you know it, you don't even know who you are. So you have
Yeah,
no kind of self knowledge of self, and I think that that's important.
yeah, but that's how do you do that in high school? How do you go through 4 years of high school, pretty much being a leader and like not following other? Because in high school, I think is where you find like your friend group, you find your cliques. So especially for girls, I don't think girls wanna be that girl just walking down the hallway by herself or eating lunch by
Well,
herself. You
I
like,
mean,
"Shit, man, where my people at? Like, I want some
it
friends."
depends. It depends on the type of person you are. Like when I was in high school, I wasn't a follower. I wasn't like one of them people that was desperate for attention. So it didn't. I didn't
But
mind.
I think it's different for
I
girls.
don't know. Like I said, it just depends on your personality. If you if you're the type of person where you know who you are and you know what you like, it's not like, hey, you see them girls over there? Dang, she got her hair, you got the blonde highlights and shit. I want my shit just like that. Then you turn around, you get it, but then it's you do it, and then it's a people looking at you like, oh, look at that bitch. She in the beginning she wasn't like that. She was plain Jane. Now she trying to trying to dress like us. That still brings on a type of attention. Maybe it may be unwanted because people be like they don't like when people copying off of them. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel like and they feel like you copying, they really gonna ride your ass then because you're not part of that. Like you're not part of that circle. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Or you have to get in the circle with them, and then you start to like I said, you start to convert and try to learn their ways and try to be like them. But then now you done lost yourself in this circle, and at the end of the day, after you graduate from school or you move on, then you still questioning who the fuck am I? What do I like? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was trying to get her to understand is that you have to have your own individuality. That's important.
Man, that's so tough though. It's so tough to teach a child to have their own individuality. It's tough to teach a child how to be a leader.
Yeah, it is.
Like like what are you okay because you can't tell your child, I don't want you to be influenced by nothing. What the fuck? You know? So what is acceptable for you to if you were telling your child it's okay for them to be influenced by one thing besides anything in the house besides you or other family members, like what would it be? Because they are gonna get influenced by something.
But my thing is, I understand you have there are all type of influences, but my thing is don't pick up on the shit that's like that that degrades you or make you look less of a person just because everybody else is doing it, like the vape thing. Who the fuck thought that that was a good idea? You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that a lot of people that vape are these fucking assholes, douchebags. Like I said in the beginning, pieces of shit that think that this is cool. You're not man enough to smoke a real cigarette, so you want to vape.
Damn.
You want to vape. You want to suck on some fucking air. Some flavored air. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me
Oh,
get a strawberry flavored. Man, get this motherfucker a douchebag, bro. Cause
but it still do something to them. I
I
think.
don't
I mean,
I
I don't
don't
I
I
don't know
don't
how it
I
makes them
don't know what
feel.
that shit do. It to me it just from what I was told that shit. Some of them have nicotine in them. Some of them is just straight up like just flavored vapor. You're fucking sucking on goddamn water vapor. So you're
Mm.
posing like you're smoking without
Well,
really smoking actual something flammable.
people got oral
Oh
fixations.
God,
They gotta have something in their
I'm
mouth.
just saying. Some people it just amazes me the type of shit that comes out and becomes a fucking trend and a fad. You know what I'm saying? And you got these people all you
Shit,
see
man.
them. I see them like when I'm at work. You got the guy coming there, the fucking boss, project manager, somebody. He comes in there. He got a nice big ass truck, and he gets out and he fucking gets this little bitch ass little vape thing and fucking he they hit it, and then he want to blow out a big ass cloud like he done something. And he's just like he like shaking his head like, yeah, you smell that shit? That's tutti frutti right there. Tutti frutti, what the fuck? Really?
Yeah, man. People gonna be
Fuck that.
on they shit. Whatever it is that's trending, people gonna hop on it.
That's just pathetic. I'll say it. It's fucking pathetic. People that vape like that, it's fucking pathetic because a lot of them they just think that make you look like I don't know, like you're just a fucking badass or something. I don't know, but
Yeah, I don't know the
a lot
image.
of them have that.
They
They I think a lot of them think that the image that they're portraying is like they're a badass. You hitting this vape shit, and then they got the dabs and all that shit. To me, I'm just like, if you just such a badass, smoke your fucking cigarette. But you're not gonna do it because you got a weak ass immune system. You're gonna suck on some fucking water
Yeah, I mean
vapors and shit.
I mean, even with cigarettes, like ain't smoking cigarettes a sign of emotional
Well, they say
instability?
it was always
Like,
documented back in the day that all the cool people fucking smoke cigarettes. All the tough guys smoke cigarettes and shit. I
yeah,
ain't never.
I mean that's how they sell shit.
Yeah, that's what they focused on. But now anybody can buy a cigarette, smoke a fucking cigarette, shit. But they don't want to smoke
Okay,
cigarettes. They want to hit vapes now. Let's vape together and shit. Vape parties and stuff.
so I don't think you answer your question where you said, "How do you handle trauma?"
How do I handle the trauma? The trauma with that is well, without the point I was trying to make with the trauma thing was that that my daughter was traumatized by the relationship that I guess in her mind she felt like we were lacking. So she chose to reach out and go another route to try to obtain the attention that she desired. You know what I'm saying? Because in her eyes, I was always strict. I was tough on them. I was the disciplinary uh, adult in their lives. But I mean, I don't know if their mama whooped them or whatever when they was over there with her. But
Mm,
I know when they was over here and you do something. I mean, the way I was brought up was like, you know what I'm saying, you correct it like that. But, you know, I come to find out like
So,
uh you know, you get
okay,
an
yeah, go ahead.
advert, you get, I know, depending on the child, you get um you can get different reactions, results from those type of actions. And
Mhm,
it ended up like, I guess, I'm like on my other TikToks that I post on there, like she like, I didn't let her date, I didn't let her do any of that because I wanted her to get an education. I wanted her to
mhm,
get out and be uh a functioning adult in society where you don't have to rely on anybody. You know, you can be your own person, be independent. And then if you choose to entertain someone, then you can. But at the end of the day, you have your foundation of, I got my own car, I got my own place, I got my own job, I got my own money. I don't really need to rely on no nigga to try to make me feel whole. You know what I'm saying? But it ended up happening the opposite way. She ended up having kids and stuff at an early age, not wanting to go to college, and I really feel like, you know, part of that was probably trauma. But my point to you is that the trauma that she received, the trauma she went through, or that she assumed that she went through, she took it and she translated it in a way that she turned it into a negative instead of a positive. Because all I was trying to do was give her structure in her life, but she took it like I was
mhm.
trying to control her. I was trying to treat her uh like I was trying to lay out her life for her, and all I was doing was trying to make sure that the certain things that happen don't happen. And she was just, I don't know, she got out and tried to prove to me like she was a fucking adult. Like, by you having a kid and you moving out and doing all this stuff abruptly without a plan, like that's hurting me. It's not hurting. The only thing that is making me feel is just like kind of like disappointed. Like, damn, that's fucked up. That how you could jump out, you could run out there in society and think that you have a plan or that you know what's best when you've never even been subjected to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So has she ever proved to you that she was an adult? Like, is she still
Well, I mean,
she probably struggled back
it
then.
depends on what you mean by adult, because there are multiple definitions of that. Now, if you mean like she proved that she was an adult, like she went out and got a job and she got a place and she got, you know, some of her the some of the things that I, you know, tried to help her see, she obtained those things. Yeah, she did, but she also turned around and had kids, which I felt like she was
Mm,
unprepared for.
a lot of people are.
You know, and she say, "Well, how old were you when you had me?" I said, "That's not the point. The point is that you don't make like rent now is way different than when rent when I was in, you know, when I was her age. You know what I'm saying? It's a huge, very what do you call it? It varies.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you like inflation,
Yeah, but
like the,
what the fuck is
yeah.
inflation? It's just a classy word for we just gonna fucking tax the fuck out of you.
Yeah, the prices went up.
Yeah, but for what?
But so you don't think that's a valid question of well, I guess a statement of her, like, calling you a hypocrite? She's like, "How you gonna tell me what to do when you did the exact same thing?" Is that a valid question or is that, like,
No, no.
disrespectful?
The thing about it is if I went to jail and I did time, would I not try to relay that information to my kids and say, look, you do not want to go to jail. You don't want to go that route. You know what I'm saying? I know because I've been there. That don't make me a hypocrite. That makes me someone that's trying to look out for you and trying to put you on game and let you know this is not the route you want to go. You know, because
Mm,
the way I was brought up, I'm different from them. These kids nowadays, they're fucking soft. They're soft as fuck.
mm.
They don't believe. They don't like like being rejected. They don't like being told no. They don't like to be like corrected. They don't like to be embarrassed. They don't like to be ashamed. I mean, back when I was young,
Don't
bro. When I was young,
nobody ever liked that
bro.
shit.
It depends. I'm quite sure there's a bunch of people on TikTok that are gonna see this video that have been whooped in public when they were young,
that don't mean they liked it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you took that embarrassment and you just took it and went with it. You didn't go home and like, I'm
Nah,
about to kill myself. I can't believe
hell
they did
no.
me like that. You know what I'm saying? Bro, that
Hell
man,
no. No, after you get whooped, after you get embarrassed, you, you go home and or you go to the car and you like, man, like in your head, you like, man, I fucking hate it here. I can't wait to leave.
yeah, but what I'm saying is nowadays these kids now take it to the extreme. They're going to get a knife and stab the mama or shoot the daddy and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just the
They thugs.
nah,
How you gonna call them
they
soft?
soft.
You're gonna call them soft, and
Soft.
shit. I would go to my room. I would go to my room and be like, man, fuck my mom. Oh, I hate her. Be crying.
That
But now you saying these kids,
nah, they
they'll take it to her ass,
they
and you calling them soft. No, I think I was
nah,
soft.
man. No, I call them soft because the reason why I call them soft is because when you do something, when you go outside the parameters and then now you getting pulled back into the boundaries, you can't take it to that next level. Like, well, bitch, you slap me in front of my friend. Oh, you dead tonight. I'm gonna kill you as soon as you go to sleep. Dude, you soft. You
Yeah,
soft.
but don't nobody like that shit.
You are
No,
man.
that
You
ain't.
fucking
Well,
soft. It's just
I ain't gonna say that's soft.
certain things,
That's taking it
but
too
certain
far.
things you just gotta just understand. That a parent's gonna like react a certain way, and
Nah, that don't mean it.
just
No, see that's the problem. The parents are the problem because parents show they try to control their kid, and if a kid don't feel like they got freedom of themselves in their own life, they tend to have a bad relationship with their parent because they like shit. This motherfucker just trying to control me. I'd rather be over here where I can at least have some say so with my life instead of somebody trying to
nah.
control
That's
me. And then the discipline is like that's like the ultimate physical discipline when you trying to whoop somebody ass and shit like that. That's like the ultimate form of trying to control somebody. So don't nobody like that shit. And then embarrassing people in front of their friends. And I remember at one point my mom I think I got into a fight or something at school. I did something at school. But anyway, she came to the school and she asked the teacher, she's like, "Hey, is it okay for me to take him to the bathroom?" And the teacher's like, "Hell yeah, whoop his ass, that's fine."
yeah.
But
That
fortunately she didn't have a belt on her and she was mad. She's like, "Fuck, I left my belt
yeah.
at home." But
That's probably
still,
because
like, who wants to go through that shit?
you needed that shit. You up there fighting and shit.
Nah,
Hey, nah.
nah.
I got a story. I got a funny story for you. I was in the fifth grade, and this was when I was living out in California. We was in school, and this little Mexican boy was trying to bully me, right? So we're doing work in class. I had a pencil and I'm doing my work with my pencil, writing and shit. He comes over to me and says, "Hey man, I don't have my pencil. I need your pencil." And I was like, "You need my pencil for what? Where's yours at?" "I don't know. I lost it, I guess." He said, "But I need a pencil, so I need yours. Give it to me." I said, "Nah, what the hell I'm gonna give you my pencil? Then I'll be without a pencil." I told him, I said, "Man, why don't you take your dick and write with it?" He went and told the teacher, bro. The teacher called my mama and was
Mm,
like, "Your son is over here being vulgar. He done told his classmate to write with his penis." My mama came up there because
mm.
she used to like volunteer at the school, so they knew her. So she came up there, she mad and shit, like, why she coming to class. And at the time, the class was like half fifth graders and half sixth graders. And the she came and she was mad a bit. She's like, why are you sitting up here talking to him like that? We ain't raised you like that. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like, well, I mean, he trying to punk me out, trying to take my shit. So she said, why you talking to him? Why we ain't where you get to pick that up from? So she goes in and she tells the teacher, she says, uh, so what are you gonna do? You gonna suspend him or is he in trouble for it? She's like, nah, I'm letting you know, you handle it how you want to. So she tell two of the boys in the class to grab my arms and hold me. Hold me
Oh
for
shit.
what? Man, what are you doing? And she wanna fucking talking about she gonna fucking pretty much capital punishment. She's gonna whoop me in front of the class. And I'm like, nah, you're not about to whoop me in front of nobody. You
Hell
know what I'm
no,
saying?
fuck that. I'd rather run away and deal with it
So
later.
the dude, so she told the two dudes, go grab him by his arms and hold him out. And I'm looking at them like, man, if y'all put your hands on me, we all fighting here. So they kind of like
Yeah.
looking at me like, Well, your mama said for us to say they walk over and they start trying to grab me. I said, man, get the hell up, get off me. And I did like what you said. I ran out the class and went in the bathroom. So she come out there and she looking for me and shit. And then they called me to the office. So then the principal was like, well, she told my mom like you can't be doing that in the class. Take him home and do that, but don't do it in front of the class like that.
Yeah, that shit, all that would do is fuck up the bond you got with your child. Like, why you trying to embarrass this person? I mean, you know how I feel. Like, you shouldn't be hitting the
Well,
kid anyway. That's how I feel.
I
I feel
get
like,
it. I get it. I understand. I acted outside of the boundaries. I told I
nah,
man. I mean, it's just a certain thing.
nah. See, like I said, the parent is always the problem because if I was your parent, like if my son did some shit like that, and I asked him, hey, so what happened? And he said, motherfuckers trying to just like actually a couple days ago, picking my son up from daycare, and they said him and another boy, and they say he pushed the boy against the wall, and the boy had scratched his lip, so his lip was bleeding a little bit, and the teacher's like, yeah, you gotta pretty much like no hitting and stuff like that, and I'm thinking like, okay, he's 2 years old. Now I don't know the full story, but in the back of my mind, and me and my wife talked about it. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, I don't know what this little boy did to my son, but if he approached my son and, was trying to hit my son or do something that I want my son to defend himself. So I'm not saying that's the case because my son is a little wild right now, but if that was the case and he defended himself and my son told me, "Hey dad, this is what happened. I swear I ain't lying." Then like I'm gonna say shit, good job. Keep doing that. Keep defending yourself. So I think the problem starts with the parents and like your mom wanted to put out a message or she wanted to like discipline you in front of the other kids to prove a point and all this shit. It's like, come on now, like that shit is just extra.
Yeah, well,
That shit is way too
well,
extra. It's
it don't even
unnecessary.
matter because it didn't even go down like how she thought it was gonna go down. So I got up out of there and I ain't even nothing happened when I got home. I mean,
Yeah,
what did
but
that really accomplish? It didn't accomplish shit. It just let me know next time when I do something, just you know, try to be
no,
a little more discreet about it.
it lets you know. It lets you know next time somebody try to bully you, you just gotta fucking get bullied because you don't want to deal with your mom.
Nah, fuck that. I rather deal with them, than how you say it. If she gonna bully me, I rather that's my mom, that's my parent, and I'm living there, so I'm not about to get bullied by nobody in no fucking school. That no, I ain't never been bullied at school. Fuck that.
Yeah, but if your mom ain't got your back
Well,
and
it depend on
people,
what it is. Like I said, I in her eyes, I understand where she comes from because it's like you know we ain't raised you like that. You're when you go out in public, like you representing us, and then for you to do it in the class, you know what I'm saying. And she's volunteering at the school, and she has the people, the teachers, and them, the principal. They all know her, so all of them have a understanding or mutual respect. You know what I'm saying? And it's like she's trying to say like, yeah, because it's my son and I volunteer for him, I'm not gonna let him slide. But fuck it. It went
nah,
how it went.
man. I think we need to understand that these kids, you said 6th, 7th grade, these kids, they got their own vocabulary, they got their own trends. They damn near they damn near like they not the same person that they are when they leave the house. Like they got their friends, they got their circles, they got all this shit that I ain't gonna say that we don't know about it, but we not there, we not a part of it. So like why not understand the kids? Like if we understand that kids are cursing, then when a kid curse, like, don't be like, "Oh, I never heard you curse, so I didn't even know you knew that word." It's like, come on now. We gotta understand,
No,
like, how we were when we were kids. Like, why do we not look at them the same, if not smarter? I think these kids today are smarter than we were when we were kids. So,
mm,
like, why don't we just look at them as fucking people? That's weird. Like, we look at them like they supposed to be perfect, and then if they're not perfect and they don't meet our expectations, then all of a sudden we gotta like whoop their ass, and I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's like I keep bringing up my son, he's 2 years old, and he's right now, he's doing two-year-old shit. So, like, if I tell him to do something, he says, "No," and he runs away,
Well,
or
I
sometimes
mean,
he'll bite me or
what
something, like, that's two-year-old shit.
what is 2-year-old shit though?
Like, developmentally, two-year-olds, they fight. I would say if they get mad, they get aggressive. So when my son gets aggressive, like, okay, like I'm gonna try to teach him, like, hey, that's not the right way. Just because I told you no, don't mean you're gonna run up and hit me. But at the same time, since I understand that he's still developing, I'm gonna recognize that this is what he does.
Yeah, but see,
Like
the problem with that is this is where you're supposed to establish boundaries because when what he's doing with you, and he get out of the house and you're not around, he's gonna perpetrate those same thoughts and same actions with somebody else, and other people are not gonna accept
mm-hmm,
that. You know what I'm saying? He'll run up on some kid at the daycare, and and they'll want to play with something. He'll say no, or the kid will tell
mm-hmm,
him no, and he'll run up and he'll want to hit him, and then the other
yeah.
kid might not be for that shit. And when you come get your son gonna have a goddamn knot on his shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly what happened, but that could have happened when he pushed the kid against the wall. But either way, if that's what happened, then my son is learning. I want my son to learn, whether it's in the house or outside the house. I hope he learns. Now, I mean, and actually, I think that's a good thing. If he had to learn at a daycare, because at home we're telling him, "Hey, I'm eating this food. Don't take my food." But then he goes to daycare and he takes somebody's food and somebody hit him or something, and he'll see the consequences. So he'll see that his parents are not just bullshitting. That if he actually go out into the world,
No,
like, there are consequences, and he'll
no.
learn.
You as a parent are supposed to establish those boundaries so that when he go out of the house, he's not committing those same fucking actions with strangers. Because
No,
strangers
no.
are not gonna fucking be understanding towards him like how his parents are. And that's the point.
But as you know, you cannot control a kid, no matter how old the kid is. And just like the story that you said, when you were in 6th or 7th grade and you went to school, you were saying wild shit back
Yeah.
then. Like, but in the house, I'm pretty sure if you said that shit in front of your mom, fuck she beat the hell out of
Yeah,
you. But when you
you
go out into the world, you still gonna do what you wanna do. Like, you of all people should know that you can't control
well,
your kid. You can't
but
control
you know what's
nobody.
the difference between that me and your child? Your child is 2. At the time, I think I was like
Mhm.
10 or 11 or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm old enough to know better, but I chose not to do better. I did what I
Everybody chooses not to do better.
Nah, man.
Everybody chooses to
You
make their own
no, you
decisions,
do.
which I think is good. I think it's good because we trying to raise independent adults, and they won't be independent if they keep. So if we're controlling them like they're fucking robots, how are they supposed to be independent?
Man, people do.
Like, no, we gotta let them make their own
No, people
choices.
do what they feel like they can get away with, regardless of how you raised. And that's something that you have to let them know. Like there are boundaries, there are limits to things. You just can't go out and take somebody's shit and don't think that somebody not gonna take off on your ass. You know what I'm saying? And then when it happens, you can't act all surprised like, oh shit, he hit me now. I gotta retaliate and defend myself. Nah, that's
No,
bullshit. You brought that
no,
on.
there's gonna be lesson learned, and then if they come home, if my son come home and tell me what happened, it's gonna be one of them. I told you, don't be playing with people's food. People don't like that.
Yeah, you saying that when he come home with a black eye or busted lip or something, then you gonna be heated and be trying to figure out
No, I'm
who putting
see,
their hand.
parents gotta understand. The more we understand our kids and the more we understand the world around them, then, like, we're not gonna try to control everything. We're just gonna let shit happen. We're gonna let our kids, when they get older, we're gonna let them choose their lifestyle, because we know that if we try to force a lifestyle on them, they might not wanna go that route. So they're gonna end up doing what they wanna do anyway, so why are we trying to control them?
Because the point of a parent, you're supposed to be trying to set you're supposed to try to build a foundation, try to give them core values and stuff, something that they can rely on once they're out of your guidance. Something once they're
You're
away
right.
from you, they can revert back to.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? If you just saying, oh well, if you walk out in the street and get hit by a car, well, you'll learn next time. That one time may be the only time.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
But you're right, but you gotta go deeper than that. How do you build a foundation? The foundation is built from the bond you have with your child because the better the bond you have with them, the more likely that they'll listen to you. If I'm whipping my kid's ass and every time he see me, he's just like, like if every time he see me, he's just like, "Hey, dad," and he go to his room real quick because he don't want to fuck with me, then how we building a solid foundation where he don't even trust me? He don't even like
But
me. He probably scared of me. Like that's not how you build a good
nah,
foundation.
man,
You build a good
nah,
foundation
nah. When
by having
you
a good relationship
you
with
can you
them.
can you can whoop your child, but you have to be. You just can't beat him and then send him in his room and then that's it. You have to talk to him and get and gain an understanding of why things transpired the way they did. You know what I'm saying? I'm not beating you maliciously or out of hate or out of anger. The reason why this is happening because when you leave out this door and if you stealing money from me and you go out the door and you go steal money from somebody else, you go to the store and you try to rob the store or steal something from there, and the police get involved, the police is not going to fucking play with you. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Or or
You're right.
nowadays now these so many of these business owners are getting robbed. They're not taking chances on trying to talk it out. Now it's like shoot a motherfucker and then ask questions later. That's
Okay. You said you have to build a solid foundation. Okay. So my question to
mhm.
you is, if you like not beat the hell
No.
out of them, but if you whip your child, is that bettering the foundation? I think it might make the foundation crack a little
I
bit
think like I said
because
it's
because they're gonna end up it fucks the relationship up if they go to their room and they like, "Oh,
no.
I hate him."
But see that goes
Like
that goes
if
back to being these soft sensitive ass kids. But if you explain to them like, look, I've already spoke to you, I've talked to you, I've tried, but now you push me to the point where I just have to show you because it's
mhm.
it's only so many chances you gonna get. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm not saying don't
Well,
discipline them.
I'm not
You
saying beat
still
the
have to
hell out of
discipline.
them. What I'm saying is like with
Okay.
my daughter and them. I tell them like, look, clean your room up, clean your room. How you
Mhm.
gonna come in here? You want to take the roach spray and spray your room up because there's gnats in there. You know what I'm saying? For one thing, those fumes sit in that room, and you're sitting in the bed inhaling all these fumes. Kids are not. I mean,
Mhm.
they're intelligent, but they don't have common sense to know that this shit smells. You know what I'm saying? These are chemicals that I'm in the room with. That this can have an
Yeah.
adverse effect on my respiratory system. They don't think like that. They're like, oh, there are flies or gnats in here. Let me spray them. And then they don't just spray a little bit. They spray half a fucking can. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so what do you do about it?
Shit, you fucking tell them. And I tell her, say, look, if I catch you, I take the can from them. Don't use this can no more. You know what I'm saying? Leave it
Mhm.
alone. If you clean your fucking room, then you wouldn't have to worry about these goddamn gnats in here because gnats ain't in my room. You know what I'm saying? Gnats ain't downstairs. They up here in your room. Why? Because you got open canisters, you got plates and shit all over the fucking all over the table and stuff. What is there about you eating that you don't have no energy or you're not motivated to take this plate down that's empty that has
Mhm.
remnants of food on it and taking it and put it downstairs? Clean it off, put the trash in the trash can and wash the dish off in the sink and put it in the sink or in the dishwasher. But no, you sit them in there. You got 4 or 5 plates. You got 4 or 5 cups. You got different cups from when we go
Mhm.
out to eat. You got McDonald cups, Whataburger cups, Taco Bell cups. What the fuck are you got a collection going on here, and all of them have just enough
Mhm.
soda in them or drinks in them to attract the fucking gnats. You know, gnats, they multiply. I think their lifespan is like 2 weeks or some shit like that. So they multiply like a motherfucker. It don't take them long. But when you explain it to them, they look at you like you don't know what the fuck you talking about. So then after that, I tell us I'm done
Yeah,
talking.
that's
I'm
fine.
done talking. I said the next time I catch you in there with the fucking bug spray, I'm gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? Because
See, now I think that's where the teachable moment comes
well,
in. Like, let's say you catch her in the room
I
with
already
the
done
bug
taught her.
spray. Then it's like,
I
okay.
done taught her. If I done sat up here and broke down the fucking periodic table and then told you the reason why,
Nah, 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 nah,
told
nah.
you all it is, I mean, you know, if I tell you for one thing, don't go get this spray anymore. That's the end of that conversation. I don't expect to see that can up here in your room anymore.
But what if she asks why?
But
Is it because I
no,
said
I
so?
just told you why. Because you sit up here spraying, you don't have no sense of what do you call it? The amount that you use. Y'all overdo it. And you sitting in here on your phone, playing on your phone, laying in the bed, and that shit is just sitting in the room and you're inhaling it. It's kind of like sitting in a fucking car smoking a blunt and just filling the whole car up with the blunt, and then
Yeah,
you got the heater going, so you're trying to intensify the effects of what you're smoking. You know what I'm saying? So you're inhaling
yeah,
all these chemicals. So when you come to me talking about your chest hurt or you got a headache and you don't know why, you know what I'm saying? I mean, shit.
yeah. I would do it a different
Yeah,
way.
I know you
But
would because you're like, democracy, democratic and all this shit. I just say, look,
yeah, yeah, but it still would be consequence. Like for me, the consequence would be like if I caught her with it again, the consequence would be okay. Here, you gonna clean up your room and you gonna clean up your sister room and you gonna clean up all this. Like I'm gonna put extra shit on you just to like prove a point
so,
that if you don't listen, then life is just gonna be a little more
so
uncomfortable.
then she tell you I'm not cleaning my room. I'm not cleaning her room. I ain't cleaning no room. You can't make me.
Okay, I won't, but life will be a lot more
So
uncomfortable.
she tell you just go on back in your room or go do what you need to go do because I'm not gonna do it. You can't make me clean nobody room. I'm not cleaning shit.
That is fine.
So how
That is fine. She has a choice. It's either you're gonna be a part of the family and we'll get you gifts, we'll eat together, we'll have fun, we'll do everything, or you're just gonna be over there and we're gonna be having a good time over here and you're gonna be over there.
and she gonna be like that ain't gonna last long
It's gonna last long for me.
because she gonna say I'm gonna get my way regardless of what you think.
She can get her way. She can get her way, but she gonna be over there getting her way. She won't be a part of this group. And for me, I'll be like, all right, when you're ready to start listening, then come on back over here. Until then, we eating steak over here. You go find something to eat, or here, take this peanut butter jelly sandwich. We eating steak.
So you just
I don't know if they can eat steak yet, but um, still, it's like yeah, like
so you
this
so
is
you
this
gonna
is
starve you gonna starve
you.
them out. That's fucked up.
I ain't gonna starve them out, but I'm gonna make them like, hey, if you listen, you get
You know what I'm
benefits.
saying?
If you
You
don't
gonna starve
listen,
them out
if you,
because that's how.
I'm not gonna control you, but if you listen, like you see your sister over here eating good, she watching movies with us. You ain't gonna watch no movie with us. Go get on over there. Go upstairs.
She gonna just
Like
go in her room and watch the movie on her in her room.
that that's fine. Unless I wanted to take it to the extreme where I'm like, okay, yeah, you're not gonna use our Wi-Fi no more.
You think that's gonna work?
But either way, it's like you gonna do what you want to do. I ain't gonna control you, but I'm gonna control my shit.
Yeah, I got you.
So,
So
but I mean that takes a lot more effort from the parent.
yeah,
That takes a lot more energy from the parent too. So I can see how it's not the ideal way to go because for the parent it's like I want it one and done right here right now. But the way I'm talking about could probably take days or weeks. So it is a little more energy. But my point is, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna control you. You're gonna become an independent thinker. You're gonna start being an independent thinker right now, and you're gonna make the choice to either do what I'm asking or not do it. And either way, it's fine. It ain't gonna hurt me.
well, I mean, you still have to set boundaries and shit. Regardless, you have to get that understanding.
Yeah, yeah. But that is the boundary. Like you got the rules in place. And you letting her know
But you're
that
not
you can
get,
hey, you can break the
but you're not
rules.
getting no
You can break
results.
the rules if
You're not getting results though. You're gonna you and her are gonna be fucking going through it day after day after day, and ain't shit gonna get accomplished because you're trying to prove to her that, oh, as long as you don't comply, then you're not part of this. and then she's kind of like trying to show you like, well, I ain't gotta comply because I'm fine where I'm at. So,
Cool. Stay where you at.
mm, well, that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. But yeah, I don't think I know we had an hour
Yeah,
already.
we touched on trauma a little
We
bit,
n-
but I mean, there was a lot more things I wanted to go through. Hey, we need to try to do something. I think next Saturday. No, I'm not even gonna be around. Probably Wednesday.
if you won't be around next Saturday, let me know because I do want to keep the podcast going. We're gonna, we're trying to put out three episodes a
Yeah,
month. So if you're not available Saturday, then maybe we could record an episode some other
we
time,
can probably
or
do.
maybe I can see if I could get a
We
guest
can.
on if you really
Well,
not
we can try
available.
to do it on Wednesday instead because I think that yeah, that's gonna already be into the next month of July. How much time we got left on this month?
We got, we, I mean, we got
Okay,
time. We got time. It started over, but yeah, shit. If anybody listening this far, we put out episodes every Wednesday. No, 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 not every.
Friday.
3 Wednesdays out of the month, we put out an episode. Oh, Friday.
Oh yeah, it's Friday. And then every
Oh, okay.
well, that's the goal. We try to put them out every Friday, but with every other day,
Yeah, I thought we
we're
were
trying to put.
we were editing
Yeah, we
Wednesday.
edit on Wednesday, and then we're supposed to release it on Friday.
Oh, okay, okay.
Cause I'm thinking like
Well,
every
we still figuring it
yeah,
out.
every other day, I'm trying to edit and do everything and try to drop a clip probably like every other day. You know what I'm saying? So that people have something to talk about or something to try to keep their interest going. So this episode
Oh,
here was
okay,
kind of
yeah,
just like I don't know, we was all over. We was touching on various topics, and I want to start.
yeah. I like talking about parenting,
Yeah,
man.
I know. I'm trying to include a lot of the dynamics that interest you and interest me, and try to bring them together so that we have something to talk about. And I want to try to touch a little more on my past and a lot of the things has uh that have transpired in my life that made me the person that I am today.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we gonna get to know you. People gonna get to know me too.
Well,
But yeah,
not you
on
so
that.
much, but we want to try to. I want
Yeah, I think I'm gonna scare people off.
nah
People gonna unfollow me,
nah.
unfollow.
They'll probably laugh at you and be like, "Oh, that dude there,
Yeah,
he
I'm a stupid
he's
motherfucker.
soft too." Shit, but
Yeah, but on that note, if you made it this far, thank you for listening. Follow us on TikTok, Project Perspective Pod. Follow us on Instagram, Project Perspective Pod, and you could find me on all platforms at Visionary Tank.
yeah, don't forget on Facebook. Yeah, we got that. Did you say? Oh, what were you doing on? You still doing that on X?
Oh,
On
yeah.
and off?
I don't think I started the X yet, but yeah, YouTube
Yeah,
definitely.
YouTube.
If you're not listening on YouTube, Project Perspective Pod, and yeah, I haven't even seen the
And
Facebook yet.
we're trying
I
to
got
get dropping content every Friday, and I'm trying to get clips out at least every couple of days. I'm trying to put some kind of clips out so that we can try to keep our content, relevant. So I appreciate everybody.
well, it's always gonna be
I
relevant.
appreciate
I like to think.
anybody stop by and look at this and listen to it, and you know comment on it. Give us your honest opinion about some of these things. Maybe you had a situation that happened to you that you feel like it, as they call it, the curve, the turn that had you going
Yeah,
to the left, and then you hit the turn, and it turned you, around to the, or you went to the right, veered to the right, you know. Let us know, man. Give us, some
yeah.
feedback and comment, and just let us know.
Yeah, let us know what you would do to a disobedient child, and if my ways are too much.
Yeah, if you too, it's too, how you call it? It's too free range. You got free range kids running around here doing what they want.
Hey man, they're gonna be free. They're gonna be free eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah. On that note, peace out. See y'all next week.